All right, good evening. It's 10:30 p.m. in Michigan, so Eastern time, and I decided to do a quick, I guess not in-depth review of a new Linux distribution that I have never tried, and I've actually never installed Fedora, and it's been around for quite a while, but in this case, this is a beta version of Fedora 36. I've installed the 64-bit, uh, x86 64-bit version. They do have, as you can see on their website here, the ARM version, which is pretty cool. ARM Arch 64, which that's pretty cool. But so yeah, I went ahead and installed this. I skipped all that part because installing Linux, in my opinion, is easier than installing Windows. So if you're looking to install Linux, chances are, if you're looking to install Linux, chances are you're already able to do it because you've probably installed Windows, and I think Linux is a little easier to install nowadays. But there's plenty of videos out there if you've never tried that. If you want to install a USB, I use Ventoy, it's called. It's a way to use your USB with multiple images on it. So I, for instance, have a Ventoy USB that can fit, I don't know, probably around 10 distributions on it. You figure, 2 gigabytes, or 2 to 3 gigabytes per distribution. So, maybe you're looking at 30 gigs, a 32 gigabyte USD stick. We usually get you quite a few. I have Windows on it, I have Linux, and I can boot between them to their installers. And it's really handy. I haven't made a USB bootable standalone one in a couple of years now, I think it's been. So, with that out of the way, I went ahead and installed Fedora on my laptop. And what I also did was install No Machine. Now, if you're looking at my live stream here, you'll see on my desktop this little No Machine icon. Now, this is my new favorite remote desktop software for Linux. Sure, I could use VNC, I could use that protocol, but I like No Machine better. It lets you stay right in the session that you're in and doesn't need you to log out to log in as some sort of VNC session. Yes, I love SSH for terminal-based stuff, but I'm not any kind of terminal expert. But graphical, this is incredible. So what I can do is now bring up the Fedora. You can now see that I brought up the laptop remote screen. So it's a little bit scaled, so it might not be clear the way I'm broadcasting this, or maybe it is, I don't know. But it's a remote session, so I'm not actually on the desktop on the laptop. But what I can do is I can move my hand over to it to, bring up the menus and stuff like that. And you can see that I've installed No Machine. Now, if you've never used No Machine, let me get this out of the way. This is a really cool tool. And now keep in mind, I'm remoted into the, the laptop that I'm controlling, and it's running this smooth. So you can see right here, I went to nomachine.com, and if you're using it for personal use, it's free, and it's just amazing. It's like a Linux. Well, it runs on Windows as well. I control Windows machines with it as well, but it runs just as smooth as the RDP protocol, I'd say, on Windows, but in Linux as well, and it's just phenomenal. I love it. So you just go on here, you download it for your operating system, you install it, and you can remote into it with the client on another computer. It's super easy. Excuse me, kind of got a froggy throat. This kind of stuff happens when you're doing stuff live. But yeah, so I went ahead and installed it, and now you can see when I bring up the show applications area, this has got a really basic look, a real GNOME blocky look, but I love it. Um, it's easy to see, it's easy to locate things, and you can see No Machine service is running here. Now, anytime I start this computer up, I can remote into it with no issue. So let's look around. I'm not familiar with this distribution at all. I did not close the tour when it came up, so let's click on Start the Tour and see what it offers. It tells you that you can get an overview, and you can press the Super key, which is the Windows key, but a lot of distributions refer to it as the Super key. So if I press that, it brings up all of your open windows, more or less, and your workspaces, from what I can see. So I'll click it again to go back to the tour. Can you resize the tour window? I'm curious. Does it do it? No. Okay. Just wanted to see that. So let's click next and just type to search. So just type in the overview to search, launch apps and find things. So can I just start typing here? No, you press the window and then type, I mean. So let's do calculator. hit enter. Very cool. Very fast. This is on an older laptop, about a 5-year-old laptop. It's running very smoothly. Let's click next. I like this simple tour. It's just very polished. This is really nice. And again, I'm a new Fedora user. I've never used Fedora. I don't have any, reason to say that it's the greatest or anything like that. I've never tried it, but I've heard in podcasts and different tech forums that this new version of Fedora, even this beta, is pretty stable and amazing, and people are really saying they like it. So I want to see why. I'm interested. So keep on top with workspaces. Easily organize windows with the workspaces view, and that's what we just saw, I believe. Let's click next. Now this is very, I'd say, similar to Pop! OS, their version of Linux, which uses GNOME and a modern implementation of it. But the fact that you can use gestures right out of the box, let me try it. Oh, wow. Yeah, perfect. Works and I can go back down. Wow, very nice. Are there any others? I don't know. So let's go next. Oh, cool. So this is very cool. Let's go left and right. Oh, wow. So you can't see it in real time on my laptop, but it's very smooth. And I do not have a dedicated GPU in this laptop. This laptop is just your Intel, you know, basic chipset with the onboard graphics, nothing special. Now I can imagine that could potentially run much better on a machine with a NVIDIA driver and an NVIDIA chipset. I don't know. So let's go next. That's it. Have a nice day. Well, that was simple. So let's close this. And now I know how to use gestures. I can swipe back and forth. Really cool. Fingers down. Oops, what am I doing? Oh yeah, swipe up to bring up this menu. And let's check out the software. Interesting. I didn't know, I had no clue that Fedora had their own, store, I guess. Again, I mean, Red Hat is the company that is kind of in charge of this, right? I mean, like it's Red Hat Linux, but I never went with Fedora because I don't know. It's not that I was afraid to try it. It's more like it uses RPMs and Red Hat package managers packages, and then you got Debs for Debian that tend to be more available. From what I can see, it seems to be a more commonly used package. But then I thought with any distribution in Linux, you can use containerized apps such as AppImage or Flatpak, which I recommend Flatpaks, but app images are also really cool. I'm going to mess with this over the next couple days and see if you can install Flatpaks on here. I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, I assume you can if it's a containerized app, but I would seem to think I would think that app image might be a little more easy to install, but who knows? But that's a good way to be able to run applications on a computer that maybe you don't have a package for. And yes, they are larger in size, but you have all the dependencies and stuff crammed in that little isolated app, and it's not going to break the system. And systems like Fedora are known for being stable. They're known to have the packages that work and won't break your system. So that's why I'm really excited to try this. But I'm surprised how polished this looks. I've never seen this before. A drawing application for the. Let's just check this out. Why? Okay, that's a pretty interesting uh, paint project. Let's install this. I mean, I don't know. It's got a rating. 117 people rated it, so people are using this. Oh my gosh, that installed really quickly. Um, there's a help manual. No, I don't want to read that. I'm a guy. We don't read help manuals. So, okay, you can draw. It's actually really responsive. Um, let's see if I use my finger on here. Oh my gosh, it works really well. I'm using a touch screen. This, I'm surprised. Okay. So far, so good. Right out of the box. No problems. Let's see if I can use my finger to close the. Yeah, nice. So I'm touching the screen to close those just to try it out. Haven't even tried that yet, but it works out of the box. Impressive. Haven't even installed updates yet. Look at right here. This is how fresh this is. Now, what are things I would do? I'm not going to restart the system yet. what are some things I would do when starting a new system like this one? And this is, I'll show you what I do with Linux distributions when I get them. The first thing I look for is some sort of backup application. And the one I usually cannot live without is Timeshift. Let's see if they have it. They don't. So, can I get a Flatpak version of it? I don't know. Let's go pull up Firefox. Everything's snappy though. Like, wow, this launches very quickly. Let's try this. Let's do Timeshift Fedora. RPMS Timeshift Fedora package sources. So on the fedoraproject.org, they do have something regarding Timeshift. Very cool. So again, I've never used Fedora. So question is, can I get it working on here? Well, I am on, I believe, release 37. Is that the one I downloaded? I put it in my title and I already forgot it. I'm going to say it's, yeah, I think it is 37. Let's click it. And see if it downloads anything. Or can you add it to the repository somehow? Let's see. I'll try it one more time. I don't know. I'm going to git clone it. Let's try Fedora packages. I'm just blown away by how smooth this runs. I really am. All right, which version was that? Was I at 34 or 37? Okay. Um, hmm. I don't know. Fedora 37 download. Let's try that. pkgs.org. Interesting. Let's try this one. Why not? Let's see if it runs. And this is how you get a virus, though, folks. I don't recommend. No, I'm just kidding. Well, let's go back. Wow, there's some old articles on this too. Why time shift is a complete fail? Oh, there's a really angry person, I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just good if you want to take a snapshot on your local hard drive. Yes, if your hard drive crashes that has time shift on it, you're screwed. But I mean, you can do real backups, like clone your machine. I mean, with Clonezilla or RescueZilla, you could do that, and then that's a true backup. TimeZilla is handy for like if I'm just messing around with something and I break it on the local computer, I can just go back. It's not like I'm planning on, using it to cryogenically freeze my computer and store it somewhere. I could do that on my NAS or and then back it up to the cloud, But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about installing this new version of TimeShift. Well, I'll figure this out later. I'm not going to waste time on this video looking at this too long. Another thing I do right away. So, anyways, TimeShift is a really cool, simple app that just lets you click a button, click next, and it backs up your entire system the way it is, right on the same drive. But then you can just, if you break something in a configuration, you can just roll it back instantly and then just reboot and it's back to normal. I've done it before. It's really cool. I think I installed like a bad version of or a version of Python and broke something when I was trying to learn it. I installed like identical versions. Timeshift got me back to normal in just like a minute. It was really fast. So the next thing I like to do on a Linux install is not use Firefox because their company is kind of heading in the wrong direction. Just I don't know. They're still a great browser, but they're just seemingly falling apart, which is unfortunate. But I go to Brave browser and I download that, which is a Google Chromium based browser, which I'm not a huge fan of, but Maybe I'll switch to another fork of Firefox. I forget what the other ones are called. There are other ones out there though. I don't know if it's called like IceFox. There's a couple. Um, but we're going to go here to the Brave site and see if there's an RPM or a, yeah, this is apt. We're not going to be using apt. So we're going to go down. Oh, there it is. Fedora. Nice. So let's go to terminal. So you can just start typing. Gosh, everything launches so quickly. I love it. So let's see if you can pin a window on top. Yes, you can. That is beautiful. That's GNOME, I think, doing that, letting you do that. But so we're just going to copy these lines, paste them into the window because it's faster than me typing. Type in my password. All right. Copy this line. And then here's the install command. Let's see if how well it works. And it's asking this if you want to install 4 packages. Yes. Well, this was a breeze. I have no experience with Red Hat Package Manager. It'll be interesting to learn a little bit about it. That's faster than it does it on Windows, I would say. On this same computer, I've had Windows 11 on this laptop. When I did a review of it, it was actually on this laptop, and it was pretty quick. Yeah, quicker than the whole process of fetching all the things you need to go download the setup file. Um, I mean, I can't say it would install any faster than once you ran the setup file, but let's close this now. And now we'll go to my apps and see if it shows up. Let's unpin Firefox because I don't want Firefox on my favorites. And there it is. Let's run it. Typical Brave behavior on every system. Set it as the default browser on every Linux system. And man, it's snappy. I sound like I'm just like easily impressed, I know. But this is really cool. I haven't done anything with this computer. Now, what is Maps? Is it like Open Maps? Oh, cool. It's just not Google Maps in a window, right? I want to make sure that's not the case. Let's pin this. Now, I don't know if I'm a fan of not having the minimize button. I kind of like my minimize button, but maybe I'll get over it. I guess I'll just close the terminal. That's something that I have to get used to. I can drag the window down and then maximize it. I like that. It's got some kind of snapping. That's kind of cool, right? Like I could do that. This is kind of like what you have to do with Pop! OS when you just, have to add a few things here and there. It's really vanilla at first, which is kind of cool. But let's see what this is using about maps here. OpenStreetMap, very cool, very cool. I dig that it's not using Google's spy software, which is Google Maps. Heck, I use Apple Maps on my iPhone because it's more privacy respecting than Google. At least just Apple knows what you're doing, and they're not sharing it with the world like Google may allegedly do. So this is really cool. Let's try something. Let's try. I'm in Novi, Michigan, which is Metro Detroit area. Oh wow, this is kind of cool. That's correct, is a city in Oakland County in the U.S. state of Michigan, and as of 2020 census, the population was 60. Very cool. And okay, I can't say I've ever had a Maps app included. You can improve and help and contribute. That's the whole idea of OpenStreetMaps, but that's cool. You can sign in within the app here. I like this. This is so cool. So this is really kind of helping to promote, open source, I would say. So if I click out of here, how do I close? Do I just click the image? Oh, I guess it's just because I clicked no. Can I click anywhere on the map? Let me hit escape. There it goes. Now I'm on my remote system. Let's see if I can drag around on the map. I don't know, or I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Can I click X here? Oh, X closes it. Go figure. Silly me. Let's go back to maps. Can you just drag around now? Now it's working. Okay. Let's go to Ann Arbor. Oh, I rolled all the way out to. This is pretty cool. I mean, I'd use it. I guess I could see myself using it. Flint, Lansing. There's Ann Arbor right in the center of the screen. Does it have any kind of street view? And there's no way they have street view like Google Maps. Come on, let's see. Export as an image. That's cool. That's just like that's what I like about Linux. You just feel like nothing's blocked. Like for some reason, I feel like it could happen on a PC or a Mac. It would just be like, oh yeah, you just can't export from here. It's just nope. But like I just go to the menu and it's like export as an image. So I could just export this to my photos or even my desktop, and it gives you the map and the coordinates in the file name. Click export, close it, and let's go back to my desktop here. Do I see it? It depends if my desktop has visible icons. Let's close this. No, it doesn't have visible icons. So if I right click, question is so the desktop is not a background. Now this happens on some distributions. So if you go to your actual folders and you go to where are the files at? Am I looking right at them? Probably. Oh, right here. We can just go on the so if you go here, the desktop folder, there it is. So you double click it. Very cool. Everything's just so quick. And can you edit from here? Does it have a link to edit? Does it link to an image viewer? No, that's fine. But you can go to open with, which is pretty cool. And then you can go to the drawing app, which is one I installed, and select, and there it is. I can edit it. I can draw all over it if I want to. And then I can close it and save my kindergarten drawing. And it already updated the one. Oh, cool. Let's try it again. There it is. So another question I have for most distributions, or if I ask somebody before I try it, is does it have a good screenshot tool built in? Yeah, I can install my own. Like Ksnip is my favorite one on Linux probably. But let's see what happens if I press the print screen button. Ooh, nice. I like select an area by default. And it's very smooth. Oh, that is cool. Selection, screen, window. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Screenshot, screencast. Come on. That is cool. So then I guess you just hit this when you're ready and it snaps a picture and it saved it to the clipboard. Interesting. Wow, that's pretty sweet. I like that. That is handy. Another point for this distribution. Let's go to the calendar and let's see what the heck does it connect to anything. Online accounts. Yes, it does. Very cool. Um, it had the selection. It didn't do anything. Now let's drag this calendar down and see if there is an online account launcher or wizard. All right, I think I'm a little confused. Let's see. Online accounts. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Synchronized calendars. Credits. All right, let's bring up the, I'll call it activities. And is there an online account? Because, so what I did do is when I installed Fedora, I did cancel out of the wizard that says you can add your online accounts. I'm assuming they populate there, but what I want to see is how do you get back to it if you did skip the tour? Okay, if we go to contacts, weather, clocks, maps, I gotta look through all these because I'm very unfamiliar with this. Settings, let's try that. Online accounts, there it is. So I don't know if that's a bug. This is a beta, but I also have to restart this computer to install updates. So, don't take anything I say, as a fact because this is a beta. And again, I have not restarted after the update. I first launched this and just started using it and recorded this video. And while I am excited to see that there's a Microsoft Exchange, no way this works. I don't know. I mean, out of the box, but that would be incredible. I'm going to have to mess with this later, but that will be fun to try. Wow. I don't think as of the last, I don't know, few distributions I've tried, I'm seeing a Microsoft Exchange connector of any sort, so I have to mess with that later. Nextcloud, that is cool. If you're hosting your own Nextcloud instance, you can just, you know, sync to it. Google, yeah, if that's your thing, you got a Gmail account, you want to sync it, go ahead. Maybe you just use, one of their calendars as just a, you know, interest group calendar or something like that. Something that you don't really care about putting personal data in. That's cool. You can synchronize that. And then I'm hoping that it appears here in the calendar, which would be awesome. Let me close the calendar app and see if this brings up a mini calendar. This is interesting. Um, so all these apps are ready to update, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to get to work on this and mess with some more. I want to install things like Obsidian, which is available as a containerized app. But let me show you my favorite app here. .md. And this app is just incredible. Yeah, so it's a Linux app image, which is totally fine. So what I want to do is see if that actually downloads. Um, where did I get I just saw an error. I feel like it's not downloading. What is up with that? App image. There's a Linux Flatpak. Let's see if Flatpak link works. It's worth a shot. I'm all cool with Flatpaks. Oh, cool. So they got a nice little command I can put here in Fedora, which again, I have no clue how to use the package manager, but it'll be fun to mess with. So let's do the terminal. Let's actually see if the terminal I can launch with Window key T or Control Alt T. No, interesting. So I could just swipe up, type in terminal. Oops, terminal. And we're going to paste in that command right here. If FlatHub exists in here, or yeah. Interesting. So far, so good. Let's see what we get. We're getting prompted for admin credentials. Let's see what it does. Then we go back and we click that link. Let's see. Huh. What am I doing wrong? Let's go back up to the terminal. Huh, that is strange. It said read the setup guide before installing. I might have to reboot. So, did it say? Yeah, I think I have to reboot. So I'm not going to draw any conclusions and say that it doesn't work or something. Yeah, it's installed by default. To get started, all you need to do is enable FlatHub, which is the best way to get Flatpaks. Just download and install the FlatHub repository file. I don't know if that's some of them have a browser plugin too that run, but interesting. Repository file. Huh. Okay, let's go back to that software center. I'm curious if there's anything there. And go to software preferences. I know like in some, you know, um, Arch-based Linux distributions, they have an option to enable Flatpaks in their software manager or their add remove programs. Fedora Flatpaks, project.org. FlatHub is enabled. Very cool, very cool. So I'm so tempted to just reboot, but I don't want to lose. We can reboot. Let's do that right now. This is live. I don't care. Let's go back to my thing here. Updates. Uh-oh, loading updates. This could take a while, it says. All right, let's just reboot this bad boy. Uh, Power off, restart. So now we're back to my desktop because I closed it. Now my laptop is rebooting. See how long it takes to start up with these new packages, if there's any updates that are installed. Oh yeah, it install. It's kind of like Windows in a way. It's very workstation-like, which is, you know, kind of what Red Hat does, right? So Fedora says installing updates, do not turn off your computer. I like that. It's kind of a more polished experience, more enterprise-like, you know. And when I did first install Fedora, I rebooted, and then when I booted into it, it was like setting up your computer. It's kind of like you could just package it and hand it off to somebody and like let them set up their own computer. It's really nice. So these updates could take a few minutes, but it does it during the startup. That's not how you typically see it on Linux distros. It's about 26% done. There's no fast forward feature on the live stream, so we'll see how this goes. And I will add something else that it was cool when I noticed when I booted it up off the USB before I installed it. It said check the image. Basically, it lets you check to verify that it's a good download that you're installing. You know, you could download a file from the internet and it could be corrupt. It does its own check when it boots up, which is just another thing showing how serious they are about stability. It's at 42%. This is really exciting for anybody watching this, I know. I'm going to refresh my phone so I can see how my live stream looks on the internet end. Actually looks pretty good. All right, we're at 45%. We're stuck there. So if it doesn't go past 45 in the next couple of minutes, we'll probably end the stream. But just letting you know where I'm at with the Fedora system updates. Now, keep in mind, this is a first time boot update. This is like a major system update when you first unbox something. So it's going to take longer than it normally would on a system that's already been established. All right, just jumped to 50%. I'm happy about that. Question is, can I remote into it while it's booting up? Let's see if that works. No, no, you cannot. Reason I'm trying that is because, oh wait, oh no, it denied it. Reason I would think it's possible is because it's running as a service on the computer. It's not just something that boots, you know, like a startup program. It's actually running as a system service. So I'm currently only at 60%. It's taking a little bit. Let's check out my website while we're at it. Look at my load time, so fast. I need to update my website though. You can see a lot of the image links are broken. It's because I moved this over from like WordPressy self-hosted site to a small Linux server running in the cloud because I don't need to have my attack surface increased by running a small website out of my house. I mean, I could, and I did for a while, but it's just another way for somebody to get into my network and want to be a little more secure. So I recommend setting up something like maybe getting a Linux shell online and in running like a small program on it, like Cloud Run, like I am, and you can start your web server in just a few clicks. And that's what I did with this. This site's cool. It loads really quick. Um, Go to full story. I mean, you can just see everything's really zippy. Um, Basically, all I use this site for is just to post links to the podcast that I do. I really don't need a website for my podcast because, well, Anchor syndicates it to, or simulcasts it to iTunes, to Stitcher, to Google Podcasts, everything, and it's just really easy. Website's just a way to have another thing floating out there in a search engine that can point to it, I guess. But you can see the last time I posted was February. Pretty bad. All right, computer's back up. I can stop using my filler talk and just connect to it. Let's see, I'm going to sign in on my laptop first. Okay. Oops. I did something really dumb. I went to, let's close no machine. Try it again. It should work now. There we go. There it is. Okay, I'll just do it in windowed mode for now. Why does it look terrible? I don't know what I did wrong. Let's see. It looks like garbage now. You can see I'm remoted in. It just throws up the alert. Let's try closing that again. Oh, wow. That does not look pretty. I have to figure out why it's so ugly. Can I fix it is the question, though. The resolution's all jacked up. Let's see. Oh, it's changing the display of the local machine, which it should not be doing. Well, look at that. That was really weird. You know what? It connected as a second display, kind of like how VNC does. That's what I think it did. The display it was connecting with didn't realize it should be using 1080. Let's go to appearance and see what they got. Ooh, it's got dark mode. Everybody loves dark mode in the last few years. Let's click it. Oh, that was fast and easy. Now let's go to like my browser and let's bring up some other stuff. You know what? It's not connecting correctly. I may need to reinstall. It's not actually showing this on my laptop. It's connected as like a second user. So may have broke something, but what I can do is reinstall it. This is a learning experience for me, but at least you can see this on, my screen that I'm broadcasting. But let's close this and yeah, that's a big problem actually. I have to like click stuff to get it to load. So anyways, it comes with boxes, which I believe is a virtual machine manager kind of thing. Let's see. It makes it easy to run virtual machines. Yes, and install. Let's read else. What else it talks about? With Express installation, boxes will set the install options for a new virtual machine. Just set the installation, everything will be taken care of for you. Easy downloads. You don't need to download an operating system to create a virtual machine. Instead, pick the operating system you want to set up, and boxes will automatically download it for you. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever tried this. Oh wow, that is cool. Well, thanks for sharing that with me, Fedora. That's really cool. I can't wait to try that one out too. Sounds like fun. Let's go to, and it's making virtual machines available to anyone out of the box. That's cool. Let's go to back to the Software Center. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. Awesome. So, oh, cool. Can I uninstall Firefox from here? Yes, I can. Goodbye, Firefox. That was very, very fast. Let's go see if it shows up under there now. It should be gone, right? It's gone. I love it. GNOME Color Manager? What? Let's go back and look around in the App Store a little bit more. I'm kind of blown away that it has a desktop recording software installed because one of the best ones is supposed to be Simple Screen Recorder. And, oops, simple, is it one word? No. Well, maybe the one I have installed is simple and it's just rebranded like Kirkland rebrands its products in the grocery store. I don't know. Heck with it. I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Let's go back here. Apostrophe, elegant, distraction-free markdown editor. Oh, you know what? I got to resume trying Obsidian. I'm not going to give up on that. I want my Obsidian. So let's check if, first off, let's see if we can find a Flatpak for it. No. Let's close it. Let's go to the browser. Brave. There we go. Uh-oh, it's not launching. Why does it show Brave web browser, but I don't see it open? It's very suspicious. All right, that's not good. Oh, there it goes. That was a really, really weird delay. Okay, so let's see if we go back now and if we can install Obsidian. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. I wonder if you have to set it as executable. Let's see. Properties. Execute. Oops. And then just close this and double click it. Oh, baby. I love it. Very cool. Obsidian is the bomb. All right, well, I'm pleased with that. No machine we can delete for now. I'll reinstall this later. Now the question is, do I like this more than Pop! OS or Linux Mint? I don't know yet. Not yet. I don't yet. But I'm still really excited to try out RPMs. I got to give every distribution a chance and just see if it's something I like. It's a big file size for this Flatpak. Obsidian is a huge file size as a Flatpak, I believe. Come on, you're almost there. But being that Obsidian didn't appear in the other app store, you can go to flathub.org and look for other packages that are able to run on your system. All right, let's close this. We don't need this open anymore. And the Flatpak is just about done installing. Then we can just delete this. Don't need it. Very cool. Question is, how fast does it launch? Oh, cool. So now the next time you open it, it should open very quickly. Yes, it does. I love it. I'm excited to try this. So the next thing I'm going to do after this is install, any more updates. I'm going to uninstall Simple Machine, or no Machine it's called, reinstall it, see if the remote session works solid like it did the first time, because it's currently not. Then I'll install SyncThing, which is my syncing software that's open source, very secure, and I can connect to my Obsidian notes that I have stored on another computer, and that I can get to work. This is beautiful so far. So far, first impressions are